There is a new witness that said that they have seen two celebrities on the Diddy tapes, at least two celebrities, and he saw 8 tapes. Check it out.
Because my next guest just testified before a federal grand jury. He says he was in possession of a trove of digital evidence from Diddy's freak-offs and parties. His name is Courtney Burgess, and he says a friend gave him 11 flash drives that belonged to the late Kim Porter. And if you follow this story, you'll know that Kim Porter is Diddy's ex-girlfriend and the mother of 4 of his kids. On those drives, the witness says 8 videos featured 8 celebrities at Diddy freak-offs or parties, and that 6 were males, 2 were females. The drive also included a manuscript of an alleged Kim Porter memoir, a memoir that her 4 kids insist is fake. Courtney Burgess told his story on a podcast before he told the grand jury today, and after he told the grand jury, and I mean immediately after, he booked it over to my set, and he and his attorney talked to me. I should tell you that he was very limited in how much detail he could go into about his testimony. And because the 8 people in the videos, the 8 celebrities in the videos were allegedly victims of sex crimes, we know who they are, but we will not be naming them, famous or not. Here now is my conversation with Courtney Burgess and Ariel Mitchell, who's his attorney, beginning with the question of whether the participants in the video even knew they were being recorded. Were there any cameras in places where you'd assume privacy, like bathrooms?
Well, I've never been in this house, but the picture, yes. That's where it took place, yes.
You're aware of surreptitious cameras that were recording in private places like bathrooms?
I didn't see the cameras. You could tell how the person was angled. I knew that it was a camera there because I was there. You know, I wasn't there. I don't know if the person was too tall, he was holding it or whatever, but I wasn't there.
May I ask you this, Courtney? And Ariel, you can jump in on this as well, but I want to hear from Courtney first. Your home was raided by federal authorities, and I assume it is because of this material. Is that true?
I wouldn't say that. They just went to every one of them looking for me. They said, the paperwork said the 24th, that I had to be there the 28th, and then it was the 27th. I said, I can't make it there, that's tomorrow. So I don't know. From the look of it, it was 4 days.
And I want to be specific. When we talk about a raid, we're talking about when a subpoena is served for documents, a search warrant or an arrest warrant. In this situation, Mr. Burgess was not in any way, shape, or form had a search warrant or an arrest warrant issued for him. It was just them serving a subpoena. So when the federal government needs to serve a subpoena, they use the Marshal Service to come to all of your residences if you have more than one residence. So when
Kevin 1 says y'all gonna be shocked when when y'all hear all of the details. I don't think that nothing is coming out. I don't. I keep hearing all of these people talking about, yeah, I seen the tapes, I had some tapes, I did this, I did that. Oh, you can tell by the way that it, oh, it's some celebrities in there. It's at least 8 of them. If y'all not naming names, then we don't really care about what you think. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of this alleged and stuff, man, by the time this junk come out, you know, it probably ain't even gonna matter no more. Diddy probably ain't gonna be convicted for the next 3 to 4 years. And by that time, we gonna be moved over to somebody else. We already got a little Dirk up next. You know, we got a whole slate of celebrities and a whole slate of new arrests that's coming up next year. Thug is finally home after 2 years. So it's gonna always be some new people on the docket. Meg Thee Stallion just said that she lied. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that this is ever gonna come out. I just don't. If you had to guess, if I had to guess whether or not all of this junk is gonna actually come out, I don't think it's ever gonna come out. If it was, then it would have already. If it was, then it would have already. I think that there's a lot of money, a lot of power, a lot of positions, a lot of people that's gonna make sure that this probably don't come out. I don't think so. If it was going to come out, it would have already been out. For real. Just like all of the lists from all of the books from Epstein came out. Yeah, right. Stop it. Bro, I don't think none of this stuff is coming out. And I think that's one of the reasons, one of many reasons, and this is my personal opinion, I believe that it's one of the many reasons why all of these celebrities is endorsing Kamala Harris for president of the United States of America, is because they need a favor. They need a favor. I don't even believe all of these celebrities is getting paid. I think that they're doing it on their own free will in order to make sure that they get their favors. That's my conspiracy theory hat on. That's my personal opinion. It is not a fact. That's my belief. I don't believe that any of these tapes are going to come out. And if they do come out, it's only going to be on the low-hanging fruit ones. It's going to be on the ones that don't matter. The ones that really matter, the ones that got pulled, the ones that got all of the money and the resources or whatever like that, I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I don't. Y'all going to get bamboozled again. And y'all going to be sitting here for the next 5 years trying to figure out when the tapes come out. Ain't no tapes coming out. You can forget it, bro. That's my personal opinion.
In this situation, they sent marshals to all of Mr. Burgess's residences, and that was somehow construed or understood or turned into a raid, but he did not face a raid. It was just to serve him the subpoena.
Ariel, do you believe that the subpoenas were issued and executed based
on
so
hard to get in office?
The federal authorities' knowledge that these flash drives existed and had this kind of compromising material?
I think it was based on statements that Mr. Burgess made in a prior interview.
And those statements include descriptions of what the witness says he saw on those tapes. So I asked him about that, and he answered what he could, given the limitations imposed on him after testifying before the grand jury. Out of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
2 males. And of those 8 celebrities, how many of them were intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
This is going to be all speculation. I just want to preface it by he wouldn't know if they were. Right.
Sure.
Appeared to
Let
be.
me rephrase it.
Based on, yes.
Understand.
And one of the reasons why they got to do that is because you can't be watching kids on tape. Big dog.
Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, how many of them appeared to be either inebriated or intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
All of them. All of them.
Out of those 8, how many appeared to be potentially victimized? How many might have been victimizing?
I think all, to be honest, all.
Were victims
They
or
victims.
were perpetrating?
Victims.
They were, all 8 were victimized.
Yeah.
Meaning
Victim.
this was happening to them and they were inebriated.
Right. Not knowing, I guess, how much proof it was in it, what they was doing.
And of those...
Why is he talking? What is the point of this? That's what I'm trying to understand.
8, how many seem...
Okay, so how many people in the chat believe that a lot of the reasons why a lot of these people are filing lawsuits is because they're trying to get ahead of this thing? Well, some of the reasons why they actually run into the police and all of that is because they're trying to get ahead of this thing and they know that they was in there doing something they wasn't supposed to do. Man, look, bro. This is insane. I better stay away from these people. Stay out of the mix.
To be potentially minors.
2 to 3, possibly 3.
2 to 3.
Think so, Quinn? We're going to talk about it tonight.
Also on the flash drives, Courtney, was what looked to be a manuscript written by, it appears to be a woman who had taken Kim Porter's private journals and had written a book. Is that accurate?
We don't know.
I don't know
how, yeah.
I don't know how, who wrote it, put it together, but it was from her when I spoke to her.
What you received on the flash drives, was it the completed book, or was it notes from Kim Porter that later were made into a book?
It was completed. It's only 60,
Okay.
it's only about 54 pages. It was
Sure, and in the beginning, it says, Kim made me promise that if something happened to her, I would make sure this book became public to the world. The way Sean moved, I knew that was a promise I would have to fulfill. Kim knew I was a woman of my word, and this book was going to make it to print. So it sounds like it is a woman who wrote up the notes from Kim Porter. Does that sound accurate?
It's how you read it, yes. I haven't even read the book.
Unless I see people actually telling the truth about what's happening, I don't really care about it. I don't really want to know about it. This is going to be a 3 to 4 year saga, maybe even 5-year saga. This is going to be a 3 to 5 year saga at least. And I personally don't believe that any names is ever going to come out. That's my theory.